Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Andrew Snorton with Creative Community Solutions. And as you know, on the press and media end, we cover some great people and some great stories doing great things across arts and entertainment, sports, business and community, and others. And you definitely want to pay close attention to our topic for today and our guest for today. As a reminder, to stay connected, you may visit us on the web at asnortonccs.com. Click on the menu for articles and coverage to read up on this article. Or if you type asnortonccs.com/blog, it'll be the very first article that you see. Make sure to add Creative Community Solutions LLC on Facebook and YouTube, and make sure to add Ace Norton CCS on Instagram and Twitter to make sure to catch up with our article for today. And we're so excited to have a great person doing some great, I'll say, groundbreaking work in business and entrepreneurship. So could you introduce yourself to us?
Hi. Hey, everyone. My name is Kaleena McMath. I'm so grateful to be on this show today. And, our topic today is life insurance. And that is a practice that I am involved in. I am under Modern Woodmen of America. They have been around since 1883. Now, you won't see them televised on like advertisements for TV or anything like that, but we do more so work, volunteer work with the community to enhance the community, to give them knowledge on, financial planning. And so, it's a really, really good, firm that I'm with, and then in my practice, we do everything from basic life insurance, full financial planning, like whole life, universal life, term, medical, stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. So.
Wow, that is a whole lot. And I know you're going to go into a little bit more detail, but before you do, let us know, where are you based? And my first question is, what was your introduction to the world of life insurance?
Well, I'm based here in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. My first introduction into life insurance, that's funny because when I got introduced to life insurance, I had just gotten my P&C license, and that's property and casualty. And so at the time, I was working over on the phones, assisting members of USAA. And so that's where I got the idea to whereas I was like, you know what? I've never been the type of person where I'm just going to stay on the phone all day and, that type of thing. But I said, what I really want to do is I would like to be out and I would like to engage with others because I'm very sociable in that way. And so I say, another way to whereas I could still do the insurance, but I could do the life insurance because even with life insurance, I'm out there, I'm helping people because that's my deal. Like, I just want to help others. I want to help my community. I want to help others outside my communities. I just want to help people who do not, come from that background of, building wealth, within their families and having something to pass down, which is so vital and so important, even in my community, outside my community, but especially in my community, building wealth is my main concern. What I would like to do, for my family, even my own family members, I've gotten them on the policies, gotten them going, and, others who aren't so fortunate to be educated, with what whole life can do for you.
And I'm glad you shared that because you really shared or expressed part of what drove you into going in the direction you're going. And you pointed out something interesting in regards to, we'll say, wealth building, financial literacy, things along those lines. As you are growing your business, and again, your business is to serve, what do you see is a gap, whether people simply don't know or people might be underinsured? What are you seeing as a common thread, theme, or gap as you are working with people?
Well, one of the more common gaps that I noticed in, just in conversing, with others, when I ask them, I say, do you have whole life insurance in place? And a lot of people are like, they don't really understand what whole life is. And then they'll come back to me and they'll say, well, I have something to whereas, I have a policy for 20 years. And then I go, well, that that's called term, right? And that there are no cash values in term. There are no dividends that are going to be paid out to you, with term. You're basically renting. So, it's just a lot of people when they get life insurance. And I think a lot of, the different agents that approach people, for me and what I want to do for my community is at least tell them the advantages of having whole life. Because with term, there's nothing you can get out of it. If they might approach, let's say they approach a insured and they say, okay, well, let's just get the term for now. Because, for now, at least it'll be affordable for you, right? And so the thing is that you don't want to count other people's pockets at the end of the day. And you want them to look forward to a sound financial future, right? So, I wish someone had told me, when I was 31 years old and I purchased term insurance and I was paying over $300 a month, I could have had a whole life insurance in place. But I think that the agent didn't give me a chance, as an individual to say, you know what? Let me try and get you with a whole life policy, because that term was only for 10 years. And, a lot of people, they're not going to tell you that, you can convert, but you're going to have to pay whatever those cash values would have been at that time of conversion, for a whole life policy. So that's the education, that I want to inform, my insurance about, and that is what's missing is the whole life needs to be in place so that in your later years, we don't know what you may need it for. You may need it for medical expenses. You may need it to help your children, in school or whatever it is you may need it for. Those cash values will be there, in the event of you, needing to acquire these funds. So that's really the gap. The gap is to educate others about whole life insurance and what it can do for you and your families.
And I'm so glad you took time to go in depth and detail, but really ties in with the themes you said before. Yes, you are in business and you're providing a service and you're trying to make sure to better educate, your potential clients. You are also taking time to not only listen to their needs, identify their needs, and provide options, whether it's the type of policy, whether it's what fits in their budget, things along those lines. What would you say, and you've kind of already answered it, but what would you say is, I'll say, an underlying theme or principle when you are speaking with someone across the table or across the screen? At the end of the conversation, the end of the consultation, what would you say is the biggest takeaway that you feel your customers and clients are going to get when they work with you?
The biggest takeaway would have to be, at least building some type of financial vehicle for themselves and for their children. I've heard, just getting into life insurance and looking over the different webinars and things of that nature. I remember one thing that really stood out to me, and it was this guy. He was saying how he got into life insurance, and he said that his father was a doctor, and that his father had ended up getting sick. But he said that what happened was that his father had a whole life insurance policy in place for them. And so when his father eventually passed away, he was able to stay at the same school. He was able to have the same standard of living. His mother was able to provide for them and afford them the same standard of living, as opposed to having being relocated to a different school, living, below, nor how they normally lived. their friends, their families, at that age. He said he was about, 14, 15 when this happened. And so, to take a child from that environment and put them somewhere to where they don't even know, these people are, they're not happy. Children aren't happy. So I would say the takeaway is that think about your children. Think about, if something happened to you, how would you want your children to live? How would you, want your children? You don't want them to, their whole, environment to be upset or disrupted. You want them to stay happy. You want your wife, to have a beautiful home, to have the luxuries that you had for her while you were still living. So that is the biggest takeaway, is that your standard of living is not going to diminish. You will have, money in play, to whereas your family will be sufficient, and, they'll be good at the end of the day. So that's the biggest takeaway, making sure that your family is situated, your family is going to live a good life in the event of your passing.
Wow. Well, I tell you what, during this time that we've talked, you have shared your journey in regards to just having a better understanding of life insurance, a definite showing of your drive, your passion, and your motivation to not only be in business, but you're in the business of helping people. And just what you said before, the takeaways are financial literacy, wealth building, but the worst case scenario of maintaining your standard of living and having a sense of stability. Those are some outstanding themes that definitely come out in our conversation. So as we get ready to wind down, if people want to take the next step and get in direct contact with you for a consultation, what are the best or preferred ways for people to do so?
Well, thank you for that. And I would love for people, if they would like to have a direct consultation with me and speak with me, you can contact me on my work cell phone number that I have. It is 404-664-0247. And contact me, and I could definitely go over options regarding, your policy, whether it be whole life. We'll work on universal. We have a team that can work on universal, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, just basic life insurance in general. Like, definitely, hit me up for sure.
Okay. And before we get ready to close, like you said, you've covered a solid amount of ground. If people don't remember anything else from our lesson for today, what's one thing that you'd like to leave with people that you feel will help them, whether it relates to life insurance, the work you're doing, or just something in general for people to kind of slide in their hip pocket or their inside jacket pocket that will help them?
Well, I'm going to have to go with something my grandma, always explained to us, growing up, God rest her soul. She always told us, we don't know what time of day, what hour, may be our calling, when we need to go home to see the Father. But at the end of the day, while we're here, let's just try and make sure that things are in place. So in the event of that occurring, your family is taken care of. You're leaving behind a legacy for your kids so that they can, benefit and go to school, and have the life that you wanted, for them. But, at the end of the day, let's work on, building some type of security for ourselves at the end of the day.
Well, I tell you what, I thank you so much for taking time away from your busy schedule and take time to talk with us. So as a reminder, the full article will be available on our business website of acenortonccs.com. You can click on the menu for articles and coverage, or if you want to type acenortonccs.com/blog, this will be the very first article that you see. You may add us on Facebook at Creative Community Solutions LLC. and you can use that same title, Crave Community Solutions LLC, for YouTube to watch this entire interview, discussion, conversation, teachable moment, and what have you. With on Twitter and Instagram at ASnortonCCS. We want to thank our guest. If this is the first time that you have connected with her, please do not let this be the last. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, take very good care. And we look forward to seeing you real soon.